Dear students, Salam Alaikum. This is topic 4 Definite Integrals of Math 200 Calculus 2. The semester is Spring 2020-21. Now, before we begin the main topic, let's do some simple calculations which I call as preliminary calculations. Now, Q1. I'm not going to write full question here because this is too simple to be a question. So Q1 is if f of x equal to x square, then find f of 5. So this is the kind of substitution which we'll be needing today. So wherever x is there, you put 5. So f of 5 is equal to 5 square, which on calculation is 25. Now if the numbers are difficult, we have to use calculators. Q2, if f of x equal to 4 square root of x, then find f of 36. So wherever x is there, put x equal to 36. We have 4 into square root of 36, which is 4 into 6. If the square root of 36 are 2 square roots plus 6 and minus 6. We are not solving equations right now. So we'll just take the positive value. So 4 into plus 6, which is plus 24. Q3. If f of x equal to 3 by x, then find f of 5. Your answer is 3 over 5. If you want, you can convert it into decimal. You'll get 0.6. Q4. If f of x equal to e power x, then find f of 5. Now you have to, f of 5 is e power 5. You put it in your calculator using the shift button, shift logarithm natural, shift ln, you'll get e power 5 equal to 148.41. Q5, f of x equal to secant square 2x, then find f of pi by 8. Most of the scientific calculators do not have the secant function. They have the sine, cosine and tangent. You have to manage with 3. There are 6 of them, but normally calculators have only 3 of them. So just remember secant theta equal to 1 over cos theta, or we can write secant A equal to 1 over cos A. So the function is f of x equal to secant square 2x, which is equal to 1 over cos square 2x. Now 2x equal to 2 into pi by 8, which is pi by 4. We have to use radians, and cos 2x equal to cos over pi by 4. The exact answer is 1 over square root of 2 equal to square root of 2 over 2 after rationalization of the denominator. If you use decimal expansion, you'll get 0.7071. Now, whenever we have sine, cosine, we have to use, or any of the 6 trigonometric ratios in calculus, we necessarily have to use radians and not degrees. So, f of pi by 8 is secant square pi by 4, which is equal to 1 over cos square pi by 4, which is 1 over square root of 2 whole square, which is 1 over half equal to 2. Those of you who will be using decimal expansion will get an answer slightly different from 2. In this case, it will be slightly more than 2. It will be 2.01, 2.1, something like that. So always use degrees in this kind of calculations. Now what we are going to do in definite integrals is, in topic 1 we learned that if you integrate lowercase f of x, small f of x, you get capital F of x or big f of x plus c. In definite integrals, we'll be putting some numbers a and b, and integral a to b of f of x dx is capital F of b minus capital F of a. You will not have any plus c in this case. I'll explain shortly. Now let's look at the syntax. The diagram. A is the lower limit, which is written below. B is the upper limit of integration. This is the function f of x, and x is the variable of integration. See, later in other chapters we are going to see different variables of integration, but right now we'll stick to one variable. Now you don't have to worry which is big, which is small. Normally A is smaller than the B. On a straight line, on the number line you go from left to right, smaller number to bigger number, but that need not be the case always. Now why we do not have C? Now you'll have, suppose you decide to put C, the constant of integration, you'll have f of b plus c minus f of a plus c. which is equal to capital F of B plus C minus F of A minus C. The C gets cancelled out, so there is no C to begin with. Even by mistake, if you put the C, it will go away in the subtraction. So you don't have to put any C when you have the definite integrals. Indefinite integrals are without the limits of integration. Definite integrals are with the limits of integration. Now in practice, this integral means you're finding the area of f of x between f of x and the x-axis going from a to b. We'll do area separately. Let's just look at the definite integrals today. And this definite integral can be negative, positive or 0. It will be some number f of b minus f of a. So a and b are numbers. So f of b is a number, f of a is a number. So your definite integral will be some number which can be negative, positive or sometimes even 0. And in each case it has a geometric interpretation. We'll discuss that some other time. Now let's start with a simple example. Evaluate the integral 1 to 4 of x square dx. The function small f is x square. Now this is a power function n equal to 2. Integrate x square, you will get x power 3 over 3. Now we have to do the substitution. We write the substitution in this way. We don't have to write f of capital F of x all the time. You can just put this long vertical line and write down the two limits 1 and 4 in the same order. One is the lower limit, one is the lower limit. You always do f of b minus f of a, second minus first. So you do 4 cube over 3 minus 1 cube over 3 is 64 over 3 minus 1 over 3. Use your fractions, you'll get 64 minus 1 over 3, which is 63 over 3 equal to 21. Now what exactly is happening in this integral? You are finding the area of f of x from x square between the function and the x-axis from the point x equal to 1 to x equal to 4. So this blue shaded thing is your area, and this is how the cubic function looks like. I will discuss these graphs from time to time. The graph is not the main focus. The main focus is your definite integral. Now example 2. Evaluate the integral 0 to pi by 2 cos x dx. Now integration of cosine is sine with the plus. Do not write minus. It is integration, so it is plus sine. Now sine x going from 0 to pi by 2, you'll have sine pi by 2 minus sine 0. It is 1 minus 0 equal to 1. You have to use radians and no other units. Your calculator has two other units, degrees and rads. Rads are not fashionable. You will not find them in most of the books, but you will find them in your calculators. Example 3. Evaluate the integral 1 to 10 of 1 over x dx. The small f is 1 over x. Now when you integrate 1 over x, it is ln x. See, first we are going to integrate, then we are going to put the limits. Now 1 over x is logarithm natural x going from 1 to 10. So it is logarithm natural 10 minus logarithm natural 1. Ln 1 is always 0. So we put logarithm of 1 to any base is 0. Now the answer is logarithm 10, but we should see the decimal expansion. It is 2.3025. It goes up to infinity, but we have to take up to at least 4 decimal places. Now in your calculators, you have to be very careful. There are two kinds of logarithm. One is the natural logarithm ln, and the other one is the log. Now the log is the logarithm to base 10, and natural logarithm is to the base e, because ln x is equal to log x to the base e, and e equal to some number like pi. It's a transcendental number 2.71828. The decimal expansion goes up to infinity without repeating. Now let's look at problem number 1. Evaluate the integral 2 to 5 6x square minus 4x plus 7 in the bracket dx. Now first you integrate without looking at the limits, which are 2 and 5, a equal to 2, b equal to 5. Now first integrate. If you integrate 6x square, you will get 2x cube. If you integrate 4x, you will get 2x square. If you integrate 7, you will get 7x. You can do the integration one at a time. We have done this kind of integration many times before, so I am not going to go into detail. Now put the limits from 2 to 5. So the first item is 2x cube, 2 to 5. 2 bracket 5 cube minus 2 cube, which is 125, minus 8, which is 117. 2 into 117 is 234. Next is minus 2x square, going from 2 to 5. Minus 2 is outside the bracket. 5 square minus 2 square. 25 minus 4, which is 21. 2 into 21 is 42. So next, second number is minus 40. Third one is 7x, going from 2 to 5. 7 bracket 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. 7 into 3 is 21. Write it in the subsequent steps. You have 234 minus 42 plus 21, which is 213. See, normally it is better to do one at a time. You first finish the first term 6x squared, then the 4x, then the 7. And remember, the middle term has minus in this question. Now let's look at problem 2. It is very similar. Evaluate the integral 0 to 2 6x square minus 2x plus 1. Now there are three things in the integrand. Do the integration one at a time. Integration of x square is x cube over 3. Integration of x is x square over 2. Integration of 1 is x. 6x cube over 3 is 2x cube. X square over 2 into 2 on the left is minus x square. There is a minus here. Just remember 1x, we do not write the 1, we just write the x. Now start putting the numbers. 2x cube going from 0 to 2. 2 bracket 2 cube minus 0 cube, which is, you don't have to spend so much time on the 0. I have written it here for your understanding. 8 minus 0 is 8. 2 into 8 is 16. Next one is minus x square, going from 0 to 2, minus, open the bracket, 2 square minus 0 square, which is 4 minus 0, which is 4. Open the bracket, will get minus 4. The next one is x going from 0 to 2. 2 minus 0, you'll get 2. 2, keep writing it till the steps. You have 16 minus 4 plus 2, which is equal to 14. Please do these numbers carefully and check them, because many of us can make mistakes while multiplying and adding these small numbers. Small and simple numbers. Now evaluate the definite integral minus 1 to 2 3x square minus 2x plus 11 dx. Now first we are going to integrate a equal to minus 1, b equal to 2, but that limits will need those limits after integration. Now integrate 3x square, you'll get x cube. Integrate 2x, you'll get x square. Integrate 11, you'll get 11x. Now put the numbers minus 1 to 2 each one of them. Now you have to be very careful, because the lower limit a equal to minus 1. You have x cube going from minus 1 to 2. So put 2 cube minus another bracket minus 1 whole cube. Minus 1 whole cube is minus 1. 8 minus minus 1 is 8 plus 1, which is 9. You have to be very careful about the plus and the minus. Now next one is minus x square minus 1 to 2. 2 square minus minus 1 whole square. Minus 1 whole square is plus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. And open the bracket, you will get minus 3. There is a minus sitting outside, so it becomes minus 3. The last one is 11x, going from minus 1 to 2. 11 outside the bracket. 2 minus minus 1, which is 2 plus 1. 11 into 2 plus 1 is 3. 11 into 3 is 33. So it is 9 minus 3 plus 33, which is equal to 39. Now example problem number 4. Evaluate the definite integral minus 1 to 2 3x square minus x cube over 4 plus 9. There are three things in the integrand. Do them one at a time, and your integration is x cube minus x power 4 over 16 plus 9x. Now this 16 can be written as 1 over 16, but I prefer to write it differently in this for your right. Now the first term is x cube going from minus 1 to 2. This is just like the last term, 2 cube minus, again open a bracket, minus 1 whole cube, which is minus 1. 8 minus minus 1 is 8 plus 1, which is 9. Next one is minus x power 4 over 16. Keep minus outside the bracket. Then you have x power 4 going from minus 1 to 2. It is 2 power 4 minus minus 1 whole power 4. Now this is positive, so you will get 16 minus 1 over 16. We'll open this bracket shortly. Then you'll get 16 minus 1 is 15. You'll get minus 15 by 16, because there's a minus on the left. The last item is the third item, 9x going from minus 1 to 2. 9 bracket 2 minus minus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. 9 into 3 is 27. Now 9 plus 27 is 36 minus 15 by 16. You can, if you use fractions, you'll get 561 over 16. Otherwise, you'll get a number little more than 35, which is 35.0625. You can do it either ways. Use the ABC button in your calculator if you need to. Problem 5. Evaluate the definite integral 1 to 4 2 over x cube minus square root of x minus 3 dx. This question is no different from the last one except that the numbers and the powers are changing. In the first case, the power is minus 3. In the second, it is power half. And the third one, it is power 0, the number alone. Separate them all, three of them, write the correct power. 2 into integration of x power minus 3 minus integration of x power half minus 3 1 dx. This one is not written here, but you can keep it in your mind. Now integrate it. What's the rule? X power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. We are not using any new rule or any complicated rule. So I have not written the rules in the solutions explicitly. You will get 2x power minus 2 divided by minus 2, which is equal to minus x power minus 2, which is equal to minus 1 over x square. The next one is x power half. You'll get x power half plus 1 divided by half plus 1. You have x power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. You'll get 2 by 3 into x power 3 by 2, which is 2 by 3 into x square root of x. The last one is minus 3 integral dx, which is minus 3x. So your integration is minus 1 over x square minus 2 over 3x root x minus 3 root x. Sorry, 3x. Now substitutes the limits of integration going from a equal to 1 to b equal to 4. First b, then a. You have 1 over 1 over 4 square minus 1 over 1 square. This is 1 over 16 minus 1. We'll leave it as it is. Open the bracket. We'll get minus 1 by 16 plus 1. Because we'll be getting fractions from the others. So we'll do the whole numbers separately and the fractions separately. Now this is minus 2 by 3 x root x. 4 and 1. 4 root 4 minus 1 root 1, which is 4 into 2 minus 1 into 1. 8 minus 1, which is 7. Minus 2 by 3 into 7 is minus 14 by 3. Now let's look at the third one. Minus 3x going from 1 to 4, it is minus 3. 4 minus 1, it is minus 3 into 3, it is minus 9. Now let's look at here. Minus 1 by 16 plus 1 minus 14 by 3. And this plus 1 and minus 9 becomes minus 8. Now you have two fractions and one whole number. Put the ABC button in your calculator and you will get minus 611 divided by 48, which is equal to minus 12.729. If you want, you can do each fraction separately, but the round of issues will be there. You have to be a little bit careful. Take at least 4 or 5 numbers after the point. Minus 1 by 16 is minus 0.0625. 14 by 3 will give 4.666 again and again until infinity. Take 4 of them, then minus 8. Combine all of them, you'll get minus 12.729. The answer can differ in the decimal. It depends how many number you take after the point in every case. Take 3 or 4 numbers after the decimal in every answer. Now the next question is very simple. Evaluate the definite integral minus 5 to 5 of x dx. Now the interval is symmetric around the origin, around 0, and x is an odd function. So when you get an even function and if you do the integration around a symmetric interval, minus a to plus a minus 10 to plus 10, you are going to get 0. Now those of you who remember the odd even functions will find it very easy to do it without integration, but otherwise just do it step by step. Integration of x is x square by 2, which is half x square. The limits are minus 5 to 5. Put half outside the bracket. 5 square minus minus 5 whole square, which is half of 25 minus 25, which is 0. Half into 0 is 0. So if you wish, you can do it step by step. Otherwise, those who know the odd even function thoroughly can do it directly and they know that the answer is 0. Problem 7. Evaluate the definite integral 0 to 2 of 1 minus e power 2x over 3 dx. Now take 1 over 3 outside the bracket, you will get 1 minus exponential 2x. This e function is called exponential function. Now there are two things, integrate them one at a time. The first one is x. The second one will be e power 2x divided by 2. So you have 1 by 3 outside the big bracket, leave it there till the end of your calculation. x minus half e power 2x. Now let's put the limits. The first one is easy. X going from 0 to 2, you'll get 2 minus 0, which is 2. Keep copying the 2 in several steps. The second one is minus half e power 2x going from 0 to 2. Take minus half into another bracket, we'll get e power 2 into 2 minus e power 2 into 0. You have e power 4 minus e power 0 is e power 4 minus 1. Open the bracket, you'll get 2 minus half e power 4 minus half into minus half is plus half. You have 5 by 2. Now you have to do the decimal expansion. You get 2.5 for 5 by 2, and for e power 4 you'll have 54.598 divided by 2, you'll get 27.2999. Two nines, okay. Now 2.5 is a small number, 27 is a big number, you'll get a negative number minus 24.799 divided by 3, you have minus 8.266. You have to do this calculation very carefully, and this e power 4 you will be using shift ln 4 equal to in your calculators. We have discussed this before in the other chapters also. Evaluate the definite integral going from 5 to minus 3 4 dx. Now lower limit is a equal to 5, upper limit b equal to minus 3. Now do not change the order of the limit thinking one is big, one is small, just copy it as it is. First integrate 4 dx, 4 will come out, you have 4 integration of dx which is 4x. Now substitute 4x going from 5 to minus 3. Now it is 4, b equal to minus 3, a equal to 5. Don't worry about big and small. One is a, one is b. 4 f of b minus f of a. b is minus 3, a is 5. So 4 minus 3 minus 5 will give you 4 into minus 3 minus 5, 4 into minus 8 minus 30. There are rules for changing the order of the limits which we'll do some other time. Today you don't have to worry about them. Problem number 9. Evaluate the definite integral 0 to 2 of 7x over square root of 1 plus 3x squared dx. Now this integration cannot be done directly. You have to do integration by substitution. Just like topic 3, u equal to 1 plus 3x squared, du by dx equal to 6x, du equal to 6x dx, x dx equal to du by 6, which is 1 by 6 du. Now integrate 7x over 1 over square root. Now that 7 will come out, we'll have 1 over under the square root, x dx equal to 1 by 6 du. Write it there. And this square root 1 over square root of 1 plus 3x square will become 1 over square root of u. Now 7 is already outside, this 1 by 6 will go out, 7 into 1 by 6 is 7 by 6. Into integration of 1 over u power half du. U power half means u power minus half. Because from the denominator you have to shift it to the numerator. So it is u power minus half. The rule is n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 minus half plus 1 minus half plus 1. U power half divided by half. 7 by 6 divided by half is 7 by 6 into 2 by 1, which is 14 by 6, which is 7 by 3. And u power half, which is 7 by 3 square root of u. Now put back the value of u, which is 1 plus 3x square power half. Now you'll get 7 over 3 square root of 1 plus 3x square. Now those of you who wish, they can differentiate and check the answers. Now others can just substitute the values 0 to 2. Now 7 by 3 into square root of 1 plus 3x square going from 0 to 2. First put 2, b equal to 2, a equal to 0. You'll get 3 into 2 square, which is 3 into 4, 1 plus 12 square root of 13. Or in the case of 0, you'll have 1 plus 3 into 0 square, 1 plus 3 into 0 is 0, 1 plus 0 is square root of 1, square root of 1 is 1. So now you have 7 by 3 square root of 13 minus 1. Square root of 13 is 3.605 minus 1, you'll get 2.605 into 7 by 3, you'll get 6.079. Do these calculations very carefully. Problem number 10. Evaluate the definite integral 0 to pi by 3 sin x cos x. Now, there are two ways to choose the u, but we are going to do this. Let u be equal to sin x, then du by dx is equal to cos x. So, du equal to cos x dx. Now substitute, you'll get sin x cos x dx. It is u, and cosine x dx is equal to du. So this is power 1 function, u power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1, you'll get half u square by 2, which is half u square. Now it is half sine square x. You can also write it as bracket sine x whole square. Do not write the power 2 over the x, that is wrong. Now you can again differentiate and check the answer. Now it is half sine x whole square going from 0 to pi by 3. Sine pi by 3 is square root of 3 by 2. Whole square it, you will get 3 by 4. And sine 0 is 0. 3 by 4 minus 0 is 3 by 4. Half into 3 by 4 is 3 by 8. Now in some calculators, you will not get root 3 by 2. You will get a decimal expansion 0.866. Use it. And your answer will slightly differ from 3 by 8. It will be slightly less than 0.375 if you take less numbers in your decimal expansion. If you take enough numbers, you will get 0.375. It depends on the round off in your calculator. Both answers are fine. Even if you get 3.73 to 3.74, it's not bad. It's not very good, but it's not that bad also. So you can do it that way. Inshallah, we'll be discussing these things again in the class. See you soon in the class. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.